Good afternoon and welcome to this webinar, Build a Research Consortium, Find the Best Partners. Thank you for joining. This webinar will last 30 minutes. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Héloïse Naudy. I am a product consultant at Expernova. If you have any question, please feel free to use the question tool on GoToWebinar on your screen, and I will answer at the end. If I don't have enough time to answer your question, we will come back to you with personalized answers. You can contact us by email at my address, eloise.naudy@expernova.com, or you can use the contact@expernova.com address. To begin with, I will take you through a common use case demonstrating how to use Expernova to identify partners when building a research consortium within the framework of a collaborative project. But before starting, let's take 2 short minutes to see how to approach a research partnership in a structured way, and let's find out the essential criteria to remember when selecting your future partner. How to select partners. The selection of a future R&D partner or the creation of a consortium involving several stakeholders in a collaborative project is a crucial phase. Structuring and rationalizing such an approach to make gains in efficiency and limit risk is not an easy task. Faced with the diversity of motivation and situation which lead to the launching of a collaborative project, one could conclude that for each project, there is a different ideal partner profile. For example, integrating a technology into a product which is virtually finished in order to adapt to a specific market, one carries the same implication as financing an exploratory academic project whose aim is to maintain one's position as a market leader. So how do we choose the partner who suits us most? To facilitate this task, it is essential to structure your partner search process. First, you have to clearly express the ultimate aim of the partnership. It is a preliminary stage. It will form the basis for the main decisions in terms of the type of partner to give preference to, the readiness levels of the research, the required experience, the degree of recognition, and the location. Then, identifying the necessary scientific or technological skills for the projects needs to be done in successive stages. Divided a skill up into sub-skills, exploring comparable domains and sectors, and identifying skills which are related to a target field are often necessary stages in identifying the project specification for the ideal partner. Then you have to define the scope of the project. The need to access public funding, particularly when responding to calls for project tenders, can also impose a number of constraints on the number and the partner profile, academic or industrial, national or European or international, etc. The launch of the Horizon 2020 project, sponsored by the European Union, is a good example. The creation of a consortium to take on such a project generally involves bringing together industrial and academic stakeholders from several different countries within the Union. The creation of a team which is rich in terms of the type of member, their nationalities, and where possible their experience on this type of project is often a key factor in successfully obtaining funding, which can range from tens of thousands of euros to several million. It is also essential to take into account the human resources required for the project. Does one have the capacity to oversee a project of international scope, or should one opt for a partnership which brings with it geographical proximity and linguistic proficiency? The success of a project can in large part be attributed to the quality of the monitoring and the capacity to regulate from the end goals specified at the outset. The profile of the in-house project manager, who must possess a good overview of the project entrusted to the partner without necessarily being an expert in the field, may also therefore be a decisive factor. So what selection criteria? First of all, it is essential to read the specific document related to the call for project, because particular condition can be made on the number or the type of participant or even their place of establishment. Then it will be necessary to make arbitration in terms of priority among the many criteria of selection of a future partner. Your selection criteria will depend on your motivation. Why are you setting up a collaboration? It can be to maintain a leadership position, to acquire a European dimension, to establish a position of innovating actor, or to solve a technological issue. So depending on your motivation, you will have to take into account selection criteria such as ensure that your future partner is dynamic and motivated by the project, that he shares the same vision as you. Also make sure that he has recognized expertise on the subject, or that he is his core business. Check also if he has complementary skills to yours. Pay attention to the geographical location of your future partners and the language barrier. It is also important to look the network. Someone with a large network can help disseminate and value your research results. Also consider whether this network has a national, European, or international dimension. Also, look at their experience in collaborative projects. Have they already participated in project? If so, on what subject? With what type of organization? On project of what scale? What cost? With what funding? Finally, the singularity and originality of their work is also a criteria to be taken into account. What have they published or filed as patent? Obviously, there are many other criteria that we will not always hear, because each project is different, and the selection criteria for the creation of the consortium will be singular to each project. So we can say that a good partner would ideally be an active partner who is involved in the project, a partner with a scientific legitimacy, with technical and linguistic skills, who contributes to the content and brings substance to the project, a responsive partner who responds quickly to requests from the coordinator, a partner with experience with collaborative project implementation, a partner with a network of partner with a network of established partners, Brussels, national, European. Also, take care to choose a partner who shares the same value, the same vision of the project. And a partner who has a financial capacity and is committed and motivated other than through funding. So now let's go through the use case. So I am a French company working in the energy sector, and I work on solar cells, photovoltaic cells. I am one of the precursors in this field. I want to maintain my scientific lead and acquire a European dimension. I saw that there was some funding from the European Union on this subject within the framework of the European program H 2020 in the appeals of the pillar societal challenge. So my objective is to identify partners with whom I will be able to finance one or more projects over the long term. And to maintain my lead, I want to collaborate with the best research centers on this topic. So to create a consortium, there are at least 3 independent partners from 3 different European Union member states. So I will show you with Expernova how from a few keywords you can access existing projects as well as the scientific literature, it means publication and patent, on your research topic in order to see what has already been done and to refine the subject of your project. And then we will see how you can identify organizations that can become your future partner. So this is the interface of Expernova, and the first thing we are going to do is to start a search. So to launch your search, you have to select the overview search mode, and this mode can be selected by clicking on this button or by checking the overview option in the drop-down menu. Then you have to enter your query in the search fields. So overview is a keyword search type in English. And when I say keywords, it means that you have to enter the keywords that represent your research topic. It means the scientific subject on which you want to build your project. So here, I will enter solar cell. Do not hesitate to use the auto-completion feature to find the most accurate concept and avoid input mistakes. Note that if your search topic is composed of several keywords, you will have to enter them between quotation marks to make the search engine search for the exact expression and not on each word separately. The search engine supports the Boolean operator and, or, and not. And then to run your query, just click on the search button. So this is the search result interface. So you have your query here and the number of results bring back by the search engine here, with experts in blue, organization in gray, scientific publication, patent, and project. So the first step here is the observation. Before launching, especially if you want to monitor the project, it is necessary to carry out an analysis of its environment. This involves studying the market, existing technology, and assessing the strengths and the weakness of its own technology. So I will show you now how to access the scientific literature on your research topic. So the Expernova database includes scientific publication, newspaper articles, theses, posters, books, conference proceedings. It includes also patents, so Expernova indexes major depository organizations such as EPO, WIPO, USPTO, GPO, and most national organizations. And it includes also projects. And the project includes the European project, FP5, FP6, FP7, H2020, and it includes also American project, STTR and SBIR projects. So now I will show you how to access the project. So here you have the list of the project, and you can display a project by clicking on its name, or you can display the full list of projects related to the solar cell. So to do so, you click on More. And what I'm going to show you will be exactly the same to access the patents families and to access the scientific publication. So to access the list, click on More. Now we can see the list of the project on the solar cells. You have order option here, and filter option. You can filter by geographical area and per project type. If you want to access a project, just click on its name like this, and you can access it. So let's see an example of project. So you've got the title at the top, then the duration of the project, its cost, and the funding. You've got a description. Note that your subject research is highlighted, and then you have the publication source, which allows you to access to the project. And then you have some information related to the project, the name of the coordinator, which is clickable. It means you can access the profile of the coordinator. You have also at the bottom of the project a list of projects on the same topic. If you are interested by this project, you can bookmark it. And this can be done by clicking here on this little icon. And from there, you can create a folder that you can share or keep private. So I am creating the folder. I will call it solar cell because this is my subject. And then I click OK. And now the next time I want to access this project, I just have to go on the left menu navigation, click on bookmark, and here you can see my folder solar cells and a link to my project. You can do the same for the family patent, for the publication, and later I will show you also for the organization profile. Let's see an example of scientific publication. So you understood, if you want to access the document, just click on its name. If you want to access the full list of documents on your subject research on the solar cells, then click on More. Here you can apply some order and filters option, and then to access a publication, just click on its title. And then let's see together an example. So you have the title of the publication, the abstract, and so your subject is highlighted, the scientific domains. You've got the publication source where you can access the publication, and then here you have the list of the author and their affiliation. And at the bottom you have a suggestion of publication on the same topics. And in the same way we did for the project, you can also bookmark it into your folder. And now let's see an example of patent. So to access the patent families, you go there and you click on More. You still have order and filter option, and then to access a patent, just click on its name, and then you can see the title of the patent, the abstract, the patent families, and on the right you've got information on the patent family, a link to EspaceNet, and the name, the list of the inventors and the applicant. And at the bottom, you still have a suggestion of patents on the same topics. So once you have located the document you are interested in, you can bookmark them in a private or share folder, as we did, and you can also use the export and share feature. To do so, you just have to open the project or the publication on the project and use the export and share function into the left menu navigation. With the export feature, you will have the ability to get the document, or here the patent, into a PDF document on your computer. So the access to all these documents is very interesting and can help me to refine my project. So now I would like to identify organization as potential partner. So let's see how to identify organization to create a research consortium. So the call to which I want to answer requires me to find at least 2 other independent organizations that are in different European Union member states. So it encourages the participation of startups and SMEs. And I also want to find a partner who has the experience of collaborative project. Before looking at the list of organizations working on the solar cells, let's first have a look to the collaborative network graph. Here you can see which actors have been working the most on your research topic. So we can see which people are the most connected in terms of network. We see the main interaction between the companies and the R&D centers on the solar cells. So interaction can be scientific collaboration or common project, and the bubble represents organization. By clicking on the bubble, you can access the profile of the organization. The more an organization has a strong activity on a subject, the bigger it is. And here, for example, we can see that ICE, IMEC have a strong activity on the subject. But let's go back to the list of organizations. So organizations have been classified per type: companies, R&D centers, and academics. So let's go to the companies. So to access the list of companies, just click on More. Now I see some Asian company, but I'm not interested. So I want to apply a geographical filter. And so I want to display only European company. So to do so, I check the Europe option. And here I can see the number of company per country. And I can see that Germany has a very strong activity on the solar cells. So I remove France, and then I click Apply to find company or other European country. And here you've got the list of organizations on solar cell. And if you are interested by one of them and you want to access its profile, just click on its name. So let's look at the profile. So this is a profile of an organization. Here you have the name of the organization. Then you have the type of organization. Here it's a company and it is composed of 4 subsidiaries. So this is clickable, so you can access the profile of each division. Then you have the short research subject, a description of the organization, and contact details of the organization are available here. Then you have its expertise. So we can see that the first expertise of this company is a solar cell. This is very interesting for me. And here I have a direct link to the expert of SHOT, to the scientific publication that have been published by SHOT, to its patent family, to SHOT projects, and to its collaborative network. But all these access are related to the expertise, to all the expertise of SHOT. What is more interesting, is the why feature. This is a precious feature because the why feature allows you to understand why SHOT is relevant on the solar cell. So the why provides you with information related to SHOT experience. SHOT is internationally recognized on the topic. It has been working on the topic for 20 years, and he has recently published on the solar cells. Then you can access its collaboration network. We can see that he has 42 connections on the solar cells. And so if we click there, SHOT is in the middle, and here you have all the collaboration, all the connection. And so this is a graphic, but you have exactly the same information under a form of a list here. And what is very interesting is that you can access to the detail of the collaboration. For example, I remember this company, I saw it into my collaborative networks. And so if I open it, I can see that SHOT and this research institute have been working on 3 common projects on the topic. And I can access this project. If I click on it, I can access the topic, the project, sorry. And one more time, you remember, if I click on the title of the project, then I can display it. So you can navigate through the collaboration network of SHOT and see the detail of the collaboration. Then let's go back to the why and let's see the other information. So we can see the name of his best connection. We can see that the connections are located into 10 countries. We can see that SHOT has been participating to 8 projects. And one more time, it's clickable, so I can access to this project and then open them. Then we can see that 2 specific subsidiaries of SHOT are working on the solar cells. So this is clickable. If I click on it, I will access to the division which are working on the solar cells. And then the last information you have is in terms of people and works. It means that you have 100 experts of these organizations that have been identified and who are working on the solar cells. You have also 10 scientific documents of SHOT on solar cells, and it's clickable. So from there, you can access the publication. And the same for the patent family. SHOT has invented 42 patent family on the topic. It's clickable, so you can access the patent family. So this is the profile of an organization, and you can see that you have a lot of information that can help you to select your partner. So SHOT seems interesting, so I will bookmark it. And to do so, I do exactly the same we did for the project, like this. Before doing the same process for a laboratory, I would like to show you that you can also filter to display only the startup. And so here I have a filter that allows me to display only the startups which are working on the solar cell. And in the same way we did for SHOT organization, then you can do the same for each startup. Then, if you want to select an R&D center, then you need to go there and click on More to access the list of R&D centers. And then we're going to apply some filters. So I want only European laboratories, and I will remove from a selection French and Germany. And I'm doing Apply. And now I see in my search results, in my list of laboratories, here an organization that I saw on the collaborative network. And so here, if I open, so I have different information. The name of this organization is CIVE, so it is a research institute. It's a research subject and the contact details. Then you've got a description of the research institute. You still have the expertise, and one more time, I can see that the solar cell is the first one, so that is very interesting for me. You still have the access to the experts and the works of the company and its collaborative network, but on all these expertise. And if you want to access the information related to this organization on solar cells, then you have to go on the why. So in terms of experience, we can see that this research institute is internationally recognized on the topic. He has been working on the topic for 32 years, so he has a lot of experience. And he has recently published on the solar cells. In terms of networks, we can see that he has a big collaboration network that I can access. And then I can see the collaboration of IMEC on the solar cells. And from this collaborative network, I can check if I want to select this organization, I can check that he is not working already with my competitors. So to do so, here I apply a filter saying that I want to see only the collaboration with the company. So I check company and I click on apply to display only the company. And like this, I can be sure, I can control that this research institute is not already working with my competitors. And then to finish, so we can see that this organization has participated to 54 projects on the topic. So you remember it's clickable and you can access each project and the detail of each project. There are still projects in progress on the topic. So this is also clickable and you can see on which project SHOT is still collaborating. Then you have information related to the people and works. It means 126 experts of this organization have been identified as working on the solar cells. Then you've got 100 scientific documents, 4 patent family, and 600 documents on this topic. So all these links are clickable and you can easily access the scientific documents, patent family, and document published by this research institute on the solar cells. One more time, if you're interested, you can bookmark it. And you can also export or share the profile. So this allows you to capitalize on the acquired knowledge. So in the same way that we have done for companies and laboratories, you can do the same with the university. We will stop there, but it is obviously commonplace to identify additional partners, to identify a sufficient number of organizations that meet your selection criteria in case some of the partners you have selected cannot work with you. So that brings me to the end of today's webinar. And so to conclude, let's summarize all that we have done. So today we have seen how to structure your partner search process. So we access the scientific literature, the project, the scientific publication, and the patents on my research subjects. So we were able to access existing patent, publication, and project. And this allows me to see how I position myself in relation to what has already been done and where I want to orient myself so I can refine my project. Then we saw how to identify partners to set up a project by accessing the list of organizations that work on the research topic and assessing the company profile. So we launched a research on solar cells. We identified a list of organizations working on this topic, and we have applied geographic filters on the result to display only European organization. And then we filtered by type of organization. And we saw that the German companies work mostly on the subject. Then we were able to access the profile of each organization to see its expertise, its research topics, their work, their project experience, and their collaborative network. So we finally selected a German company and a Belgian research institute to offer them a partnership. So this organization meets the criteria I have defined, and they meet also the criteria set out in the call. So they have recognized expertise on the solar cells, and they have a strong experience with collaborative project implementation. So this will give credibility to my project. These organizations have already worked together, and they have a strong network in Europe on my research topic on the solar cells. So this will allow me to acquire a European dimension, and therefore I could possibly contact them to set up a collaboration. And finally, we were able to capitalize on our research thanks to the bookmark, export, and share feature. So I realize that the time is almost gone, so I propose you to go to the question. So first question, could you please re-explain the why? Yeah, this is an interesting question because the why is really precious. So remember, to access the why, you can open an organization. So let's take shots. And so when you run a query and then you open an organization profile, you can access the why. So the why is here. And the why provides you with information related to your query. So you can access to all the experts who are working on your subject research. And in the same way, you can access the document and the patent family or the project on your query. It is in context. So be careful with that. Here you can access to the people profile, the expert profile, the scientific documents, the patent family and the project of the organization, but related to all his expertise. But the why is always related to your query. So it is a very precious feature. Let's see another question. Can you show filters again? Yeah. So, and this is, so to access a filter, each time you open a list, whether it is a list of companies or R&D centers or the documents, or you can access also expert profiles. Each time you open a list by clicking on more at the top, you've got order option and filter. And for the organization, for example, we used the geographical filters and the organization type filters. So depending on the list on where you are, you will have the appropriate filters. So this webinar is now finished. For the question I did not answer, I will send you a personalized answer. Now it's your turn to use Expernova, and if you are not a user, please feel free to ask for a personalized demo at contact@expernova.com. Thank you for your time. Bye-bye.